This man is Anton LaVey. He is the founder of a particular church. And he says, television is the major mainstream infiltration for the new satanic religion. The TV set or satanic family altar, that's very serious. They consider the TV set to be their family altar. And isn't it very interesting that some of the most interesting programs come at those times when we should be praying? In the morning, before we leave for work, right? At noontime, when we're supposed to be asking God for guidance for the rest of the day, and in the evening, when we come from work, we have some of the most captivating programs on television. So family worship go on one side, and we have another kind of worship. And sometimes, interestingly, Elder, the whole family gathers around the television to view these programs. Very interesting, not by chance. The TV set or satanic family altar has grown more elaborate since the early 50s, from the tiny fuzzy screen to huge entertainment centers covering entire walls with several TV monitors. What started as an innocent respite from everyday life has become a replacement for real life for millions, a major religion for the masses. So the force behind views this as a religion. How many people are worshiping at that altar? How many know Santana? You know him? Okay. Well, he talks about his worship sessions and what is communicated to him during his worship sessions. In my meditations, this entity called Metatron, who's that? Said, we want to hook you back to the radio airwave frequency to reach who? Who are they targeting? Junior high schools, high schools, universities. Once you reach them, we want to present them with a new form of existence. What's the form of existence that we are accustomed to? Christians living for Jesus. But what's the new form of existence that is being presented? The new religion, the pop culture, the fashion culture, and all of these things that we are seeing evident among our young people in God's church today. Who is Metatron? Metatron is Satan. It's a demon. So what is this? What are these hand signs? And these are very prominent people. These are world leaders. So what are these hand signs? And the same hand sign with the Spider-Man. Excerpt from this source. The horned hand is a satanic salute, a sign of recognition and allegiance of members of Satanism and other groups. So my recommendation is, when you're taking your pictures, you have to be careful of your hand signs that you flash. Because people flash some signs and you really don't know what you're communicating. All right? And these people, the force behind, they don't care if you do it innocently out of ignorance or you do it because you know. If we are involved, we are involved. There is no need for anybody to be deceived. Aren't these prominent leaders? So are they also involved in these activities? Yes, they are. And so are the groups. What's the name of this group? Moderato. They're involved too. They're also involved in other things. What is this makeup? This painting of the eyes. Where did that come from? From Stephen and Philip and John and James? Or did it come from Egyptian pagan gods? So do our young ladies know this, or they don't know this? I don't have time to comment too much on that, but you know, if we're going to be followers of Jesus, we need to be followers of Jesus in all humility. When Jesus comes back, he will fix your body. Whatever defect you think you have, he will fix it. Now you can choose to wait until he comes to give you that immortal body that is so glorious beyond anything that you've seen before, or you can choose to fix it now and forfeit what he brings back for you the second time. That's a choice. Because if Jesus comes back, in my opinion, and you are already painted and you already did your plastic surgery and fixed that part that you thought needed to be fixed, then he is going to simply say, oh, you've already taken care of yourself. All right, muy bien. I'll go to that lady who was humble enough to wait for me. I think we're looking at serious issues here, my friends. Who's that? That's Beyonce. And Beyonce has some interesting clothes. I don't think that I would buy this for my daughter, Taj. Taj, you like this dress? No? Didn't think so. Aisha, what about you? And what does Beyonce have here? What's this? That's the goat of Mendes. That's Baphomet. There she is. So she's telling you who is her God. All right? And we have these symbols, the pentagram, 5-pointed star. You know, I would suggest to our young people that you check out symbols before you use them. For your pathfinders and conquistadores and all these things, check out these symbols, where they come from, what they mean, before you put them up. All right? And we have this interesting one, which is the coiled serpent, which is found in a rather delicate part of the Baphomet's body. And it's an obscene symbol. Nevertheless, it is used in interesting places. Thus, symbols, according to this source, came to have two meanings, the esoteric and the exoteric. This is very interesting. The esoteric meaning was the true or original meaning understood by only a few and closely guarded by them. The exoteric meaning was the invented or modified explanation intended for the many. The cows, like Karl Marx says, the people who don't study to find out. For example, they would have us believe that this has to do with Moses and the serpent that he lifted up in the wilderness. That's the exoteric explanation. This is actually the serpent of wisdom and knowledge of good and evil. You want to know about that serpent, you can read Genesis chapter 3. So we have here another singer, and she is in a very interesting pose. Here's a young lady who, I don't know how she does this, I'm not even going to try. But she bends her body over, and this is her head and back neck section with her hair that she uses to form the face of the Baphomet. That's Rihanna, by the way. Anybody know about Rihanna? Okay. Very famous, especially among Caribbean people. And we have El Señor Baphomet in different parts of society. This is Anton LaVey's official symbol. We have vehicle logos. We have cities, prominent cities that are actually designed to form the face of the goat of Mendes or the inverted star. It's the same thing. We even have presidents of countries that assume the pose of the Baphomet. Very interesting. Here we can see from this source, Gary H. Carr, En route to global occupation, that the entertainment industry and other interesting organizations in the world are actually controlled by the Masons, the Illuminati, and these secret societies, the international banks, the World Council of Churches. It's very interesting. And the entertainment industry. All right? Entertainment. What is that? What does this have to do with? Enter, to come in. Tain, the state of. Tain, to possess, sorry. Meant, the state of. Put that together. Entertainment is nothing more, nothing less than to come in, possess, and keep in a state of being possessed. What do you do when you entertain somebody, when you entertain a guest? You receive that guest into your home. Well, it's the same thing in the entertainment industry. We receive guests. Who are these guests? Well, Denzel Washington and Peter Sellers and Oprah have told us clearly who these guests are and what is their purpose. We're going to have to wrap up, but just to share a part of this quote, the Illuminati recognize that their plan for a global government hinges completely on subjugating the masses to their agenda. The greatest threat to their plan, posing more danger than an army or law, is a threat of a free thinking mind. How do they eliminate that threat? The weapons they are using against you are in your very homes, entertaining you and your children, and indoctrinating you without even realizing. Modern media, television, cinema, and the computer games and the internet. What are we going to do about it? Let's look at this one. What's that? The Oscars. How many people have ever seen the Oscars? Let me see your hands. The Oscars. Good. Don't be shy, don't be shy. I've seen the Oscars too. Alright? What's that? What does that have to do with? What do they give to these guys when they become the prominent actors? Jamie Foxx and his cronies. They give to them an Oscar. It says here, you have never seen Oscar like this. So who is Oscar? You know him. Who is he? There we have the room.